Hi guys, so how is everybody doing? Me personally, I am going through it. It's just been a hard couple of days. What set this off for me being so down and in the dumps is it's beginning to take a toll on me, this whole isolation. And also, I think it's probably ignorance. And I'm talking about in regard to this whole isolation situation, and our state has opened, but nothing has really changed in basically taking precautions. You know what I'm saying? It scares the shit out of me because, as you guys know, my little girl, she has an autoimmune deficiency, and it's scary as hell, you guys. Really, it is. And I was saying to my husband the other day, basically nothing is going to change for us. We're still going to keep doing what we're doing, staying isolated, go out only if necessary. And it's like, if you watch the news, nothing is actually getting better. Things just seem to be getting worse. And just the mere fact of people being so ignorant and thinking probably that this really does not exist, or it's not happening, or it's over, it just frustrates the hell out of me. But you know what? I'm just myself. I can only be accountable for myself and my family. So let's just, in my opinion, let's just keep on being safe and just doing the right thing, because I don't see anything getting better anytime soon. So that's it just for me. So you guys, let me know how you guys are doing out there, and what's are you doing to keep you sane. As you can see, I'm a whole mess. My eyebrows haven't been done. My hair is just a mess. I'm just a mess in itself. So anyway, that's enough about me. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to 2 Cent Tuesday. And don't forget, before we get into the video, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. Excuse me. And in today's video, you guys, I want to talk about this whole situation with the drama channels and Payroll. What is going on with Jeffree Star and people shaming Jeffree Star's supporters for basically, as they call them, stans or fans. I'm going to talk about me personally as a supporter of his brand. Okay. So with that said, my interpretation of this whole YouTube payroll is not literal payroll, as in them getting, or these drama channels getting a paycheck. No. My interpretation of it is just that they have access to Jeffree Star. If they need a question answered, or they need something, all they got to do is DM Jeffree Star and they'll get what they need. That's my interpretation. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my interpretation of it. So the people that we're going to be discussing, and which have always been called out as Rich Lux, Dustin Daly, Nick Snyder, and Petty Page. So when all this came out about that monster, Darby Vanity, Jeffree Star became involved because of where he was at that time of his life and his association with this guy Darby Vanity. And that is how everything basically unraveled, Then once everything became, the tweets came out, people dug. You know what? This is my thing. When you look for dirt, you're going to find dirt. Okay. Let's just say that. Then the YouTube SWAT team came out for Jeffree Star, and instantly they charged him, they prosecuted him, and they sentenced him. In my opinion, that's just the way. And if you are a person that actually supports Jeffree Star or his brand, you are instantly involved in a cult. You are a bad person. You basically being questioned as to how can you. Okay, so this video by no means am I defending Jeffree Star or taking away all the information that is put out there. But what I'm not willing to sit here and do is be judge, jury, and prosecutor. That I'm not going to do. I'm a mature adult. I can make up my own mind and I can think for myself, basically. So if you continue to support Jeffree Star, does that make you a bad person? Or how does that align with your moral compass? And we're going to get into all that. So, as I said, starting off with me personally, okay, I found out about Jeffree Star just maybe over a year ago, if not. It's just a rough estimate. And you guys, if I keep looking down, I actually made some notes because there's quite a few things that I don't want to forget. So as I said, about a year ago, I've been involved now. I've been following Jeffree Star. And what I have noticed about Jeffree Star is the fact that, and this is by no means any shade, this is just my opinion. We can accept Jeffree loves drama. Jeffree is very messy. He loves inserting himself in other people's business, and he basically, his mouth has no filter. You know, he has a pattern of going off of hearsay. He likes defending his friends. He's a very loyal friend, and in return, he appreciates loyalty. That's something I've definitely noticed about Jeffree Star. But one thing we cannot take away from Jeffree Star is his journey. And I'm talking about his journey from rags to riches. He is a fantastic businessman, and nobody can ever take that away from him. He came from the MySpace days, right? And MySpace, to me, in my opinion, was just trash. You know, it was sociably okay to be to say edgy things and to be racist, but nowadays things as a culture has changed. People that have said things, example, Shane Dawson came under scrutiny from things he did in his past, in his YouTube days, which today he's still apologizing for. A lot of smaller YouTubers, and this seems to be the thing right now, is that if you want to get to somebody, all you got to go do is search Twitter years ago, and you're going to find that on somebody. At some point in their life, they've said something stupid, which now today can be held against them. And I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, it's like you can't come up with something now. So in my mind is that people can't change, you know, people can't be sorry for what they've done a decade ago. And I'm not specifically talking, I'm talking as a collective. I'm not specifically talking about Jeffree Star. Don't get me wrong. So I personally think that Jeffree Star then didn't realize that what he did back in the day would come back to haunt him today. And unfortunately, you know what? I don't even think that they realized that the internet would be so big today, because literally everything you can find is on the internet. You know, whether somebody's done something 2 years ago, to 10 years ago, to 15 years ago, you did it, it's going to be on the internet. I personally think that people back in the day, MySpace days, didn't realize that the internet would be so big today. And everything which was questionable back in the day, would actually come back to haunt them today. So with the drama channels, when me personally, when I watch these drama channels, I expect for them to be unbiased. I watch a drama channel to find out what's going on to see their perspective of things, to basically see what the drama is about and what do they think about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna accept. I'll have my own mind to make up, basically. I hear what you have to say, but if I have doubts or I feel a certain kind of way, I'm gonna go back, do my own little research and see, okay, do I agree with that or don't I agree with that? Let's get into these drama channels which are being accused of being on Jeffree Star's payroll. Let's start off with Rich Lux, okay? You guys, Rich has admitted his bias. He's always gonna be there for Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star's his friend. Jeffree Star has Rich Lux's loyalty. I'm not gonna hold that against him because he came out and he was like, this is who I am, this is who I support. I'm sorry if you don't like it, go somewhere else. You know what? Right now, Rich is getting his bag, and who are we to hold that against him? That is his livelihood, you know. So one channel I do want to mention, and which I personally feel Spill Sesh is 100% authentic. 100%. She'll give you everything exactly the way it is. She'll give you her opinion. If she finds you at fault, she's gonna call you out. And this is the thing that basically pissed me off, was the fact that she had to prove to people, and I'll show the screenshot, that she is not taking Jeffree's side. She is not on Jeffree's payroll because Jeffree Star has literally blocked her. So she can't see his tweets. She doesn't have access to anything. Okay. Then we move on to, let's move on to Dustin Daly. So with Dustin, I did reach out to Dustin. For the mere fact was, I was watching another channel, Creepshow Art, and after the Chris Hansen interview, she did a live stream. And she did mention in her live stream that somebody mentioned something about Dustin. So she mentioned that, oh, she cannot understand after seeing this interview with Jeffree Star, how can Dustin still support Jeffree Star? So that basically was like, I'm not going to lean on my own understanding. I do not like leaning on my own understanding because at the end of the day, you guys, these are people's lives you're affecting, you know. And some people just don't have it in them. They just nasty. I'm going to go over this guy, Dustin, he goes through a lot on Twitter. For the majority of the time, he is defending himself, which I feel at the end of the day, you know who you are. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody. If they don't like it, go somewhere else, you know, because that cannot be good for your brain. You know, it can't be good for your psyche, your mind. It cannot be good to always be put down or degraded. It's just not that. So I did reach out to Dustin and I asked him, and he was kind enough. I asked him, how does he feel about this person actually talking on his behalf? So Dustin did, and I'm very, very grateful for it. He did reach back out to me and he responded, and this is what he said. He says, hey love, I haven't even seen it, to be honest. She can think what she wants. There's been 2 cases in which she's tweeted out something without verifying validity or fact checking. So her opinion on me doesn't matter because it's tainted. But number 1, I can appreciate that he actually did get back to me. And number 2, the video that Dustin did make, I actually appreciate. Because at the end of the day, he focused on what was important, okay? We've been through the whole Jeffree Star situation where he denied this whole thing, and which I'm going to get to later on in this video. So in Dustin's mind, he felt, let's focus on what's important. And what was important at the time was this monster Darby Vanity, which did horrendous things to young ladies. Absolutely horrendous. So that I can definitely appreciate about Dustin. And then there were these tweets that he was that was sent to him, which I'm like, come on. Do people really watch drama channels to see if they on the same page as you as a viewer's watching? You know, I appreciate a drama channel that has different opinions or thoughts than I do, you know, so I can actually rethink of the situation in another way, you know, just to see how things are flowing at the time. Then there was a tweet that was sent to Dustin, and it reads as follows: at least we have Petty Page who can actually be vocal about the situation. All these drama channels dance around talking about Jeffrey being involved. Are you all serious? Let's move on to Petty Page. So you guys, Petty Page did make her video. And me personally, I'm gonna call BS on that video. Because of the mere fact is that she knew very well that Jeffrey he basically feeds you information. She knew everything about Jeffree Star because, let's face it, at the end of the day, we all know now that Petty Page's husband is Rich Lux's manager. I'm trying to figure out now, so how does that dynamic work? If he will not, but anyway, not my business. So she goes on to make this video on how she will no longer be a vessel for his shenanigans, and if you, Jeffrey, for doing this, you have a platform. You should be able to stand up for these victims and, you know, make people aware of the monster that this guy is. It's like, in my opinion, Paige, we've passed all that. From the get-go, Jeffree Star has been denying this whole situation. I like to give people benefit of the doubt. There is always something going on behind the scenes. I firmly believe that. And she used the excuse that, and which I find this to be the lamest excuse ever, where she showed this video of Jeffree Star being on stage when Darby Vanity was doing inappropriate things with a minor. It's like there's so much else you can go on, but you decided to validate yourself by going on with that. You had the opportunity. Petty Page had the opportunity to call Jeffree Star out on his BS. But because she felt obligated to make the video for her audience, I think she could have done a better job. Petty Page put out this tweet, and it says, so another band member who was around the time of BOTDF, Blood on the Dance Floor, has come out and said some allegations against Jeffrey and Darby. That there's no way Jeffrey did not know. Number two, that Jeffrey brought back little boys to sleep with and possibly did something to silence them. Number three, that everyone stating that they had no idea is a bare-faced liar. Number four, that parents would bring their children to BOTDF to lose their virginity to Darby. And then she ends it with, I'm beyond sickened. I really don't want to make another video, but my heart is effing aching right now. You know what? In my personal opinion, this is the way I feel. Same thing happened with Onision, you know. People started coming forward and tainting this whole investigation. And I'm going to play this video for you because this guy seems very sketchy. And the reason I say this is because a lot of people were like, oh, you can't victim shame, you can't parent shame. Victim shame, absolutely you can't do that. But parent shame, oh, hell yes you can do that. Definitely. Let's take, for example, the first allegation that was brought against him with that 14-year-old girl that was basically sodomized like that, you know. And all her mother said was that, oh, I won't place charges against you if you just apologize to me and my daughter. What? Are you kidding me? Me as a parent, one of two things. One of us is gonna end up hurt, or I'm gonna go to jail, because there's no way that somebody is going to do that to my child and get away with it. That's just me personally. So don't come and say we can't parent shame. Absolutely 100%. Why is it okay to put all this on Jeffree Star and let the parent that literally dropped your child off, and which you're going to hear in this video, this guy saying that the parents hoped that their kids would lose their virginity to one of the band members. Let me play this video and we'll get back to it.
One of the things that I saw was mothers would bring their daughters to lose their virginities to band members that they thought were, you know, their idols. And so the idea of where did he get these girls, where were the parents? The parents were helping. Usually it was a threesome situation.
I'm going to link this guy's whole video down below. You can be your own person and make up your mind for yourself. But me personally, this guy is very sketchy. He basically approves of what Jeffree says. And then on the other hand, it's like he's throwing Jeffree under the bus. It's like, who wins? There is no winner yet. But throwing people under the bus is no winner. The main objective in this whole thing is to put Darby Vanity behind bars. Okay, let's move on to Nick Snyder. So I did reach out to Nick Snyder to ask his personal opinion, but unfortunately he didn't get back to me, and I respect that. Who am I? I'm just a nobody. So he has also come under fire on Twitter for, you know, when you're going to make this video, where do you stand on this? You know, people want to know. People basically want to validate themselves by saying, yes, you were on Jeffree's payroll. So Nick he made 2 videos. The first video he made was from the Chris Hansen Jeffree Star, which he pointed out, it's like, that was basically, in my words, BS. Jeffree had control of the whole, interview, and they didn't get what they were expecting out of the video. Okay, I understand. That's just his thing. He made other comments, but to me, in one of his videos, he did say, oh, people were on the fence, but now that after this video, they're leaning a certain way. In my personal opinion, I feel him himself is leaning a certain kind of way. He's playing it safe. That's his business. 100% I respect that. That's his business. He also mentioned, which I heard somewhere else, somebody also pushed this narrative, was that Jeffree Star hyped up Tati for making that video. And to validate that theory is that, oh, because Jeffree Star was the one to keep hyping her up every time she reached a milestone on her YouTube channel. When she gained so many subscribers, Jeffree would come on and say, oh, congratulations on 6 million, congratulations on 7 million, and so forth, and on and on and on. For me, that is an insult to Tati Westbrook. 100% an insult. Because honestly speaking, I look at Tati Westbrook as a more intelligent person than that. I don't see how Tati would have allowed Jeffree Star, and this is my personal opinion, and maybe I'm speculating, but this is the way I feel. She knows Jeffree's antics. She knows his track record. Why would she allow him to talk her into making that video? This woman was genuinely hurt. I suggest you guys to go back and watch that video. Pay close attention to everything that woman said before you want to cancel Jeffree Star and be on the pedestal with James Charles. That's all I'm saying. Just go and watch that video carefully and look at James Charles' actions from then to date. Just go back and have a look at that. That's all I'm saying. And then you guys, this woman is married to a very successful man. I know for a fact that he was actually the VP of motion pictures. He is a very successful man. He's a smart man. He's a very intelligent man. So I don't see why he would have allowed Tati to actually take that advice from Jeffree Star, knowing if it was a bad thing. You understand what I'm saying? She did that video, in my opinion, because she was genuinely hurt by somebody that she took under her wing. But all I'm saying is that to me is BS. That's all I'm saying. And then I don't want to say this because at the end of the day, I know all these are very close friends. Dustin Daly, Nick Snyder, Petty Page, and Rich Lux. They're very, very close. My thing is that, remember the last time things went down in Houston, Texas, you know? To me, I still called out Nick Snyder. For the mere fact was that it was his place to talk, not Petty Page's place to talk. So in what I'm feeling right now is that he's playing it safe, okay? He doesn't want to be caught in the backlash of whatever does happen, because we all know from Jeffree Star there's going to be a backlash, okay? So what he did, because he still went and commented on Petty Page's video after she made that video. It's like, I have so much confidence in those two people, Dustin Daly and Nick Snyder. And I'm not going to lie, I got no reason to blow smoke up anybody's backside. But as an individual that watches their content, I feel they have what it takes to make it on their own. Why do they need to be so far up Petty Page's backside? I have no idea. But that's who they are. That's the way I see it. If you want to be authentic, be authentic. Don't ride the coattails of somebody else. Be a leader and not a follower. That's all I'm saying. I mean no disrespect, but I expected more, especially from Nick Snyder. I 100% enjoyed his content. I enjoy him as a person. He's straightforward. He tells it like it is. He holds nothing back. But that's just me. That's how I feel. So you guys, in closing, all I want to say is that, am I a bad person, as all these anti-Jeffree Star people are putting it out there? Am I a bad person because I support his brand? I have not come through any evidence that by me supporting Jeffree Star is enabling him to support criminals. I have not come across that. If I do come across that, 100% Jeffree Star is not going to get my money or get my support. I support Jeffree Star as a brand. He's damn well entertaining on YouTube, don't get me wrong. Because YouTube is entertainment, people. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like people are underestimating or undermining the next person, because they feel like, oh, you supporting Jeffree Star, but look at the shit he's doing. Then another YouTube channel said that, look at R. Kelly. When you supported R. Kelly, you enabled him. Wait a minute. This situation with Jeffree Star is totally different to R. Kelly. R. Kelly was holding these women hostage. He was manipulating them emotionally. So by you buying his music, you were supporting him holding these women hostage, because that was the same money that was actually supporting them, keeping them around him. Now with Jeffree Star, can you not support him? Because as I said, I still don't see evidence of you supporting an enabler of a crime or doing criminal things. Maybe I'm just looking at it differently, but at the end of the day, I have my mind on my own. Let's look at Harvey Weinstein, as everybody classified again or compared with Jeffree Star. Harvey Weinstein got away with this shit for decades. Decades. When law enforcement got involved and when the media started reporting on Harvey Weinstein, what happened? Famous, rich billionaires separated themselves from Weinstein. The Clintons, Oprah Winfrey. Why did they separate themselves from Harvey Weinstein? Because they had too much to lose. And as I said again, I'm going to get into this whole Jeffrey situation in the end. But I'm just trying to understand why people are degrading Jeffree Star supporters. Again, I'm saying, can you separate the brand from the CEO? Or can you separate the artist, the art from the artist? Is that wrong? Or can you do it? In my opinion, you know what? I support the brand. He sounds fantastic. I've had conversation with people that do support Jeffree Star. And they said the same thing. It's like, why are they going to buy makeup from somebody that sells shitty makeup because, oh, they got no controversies? Whereas they're buying Jeffree Star makeup because they're putting good makeup on their face. So you guys, all I'm saying is, in these people, these anti-Jeffree Star people, by us buying his goods, in their minds, are we supporting a criminal? Are we really, as you'll say, we cult members? Are we bad people? Just let that make sense. You know, let that make sense. There is no doubt that there are these tweets out there. There's all these bad actions. There's these videos of everything that Jeffree Star has done in his past. And I get that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying anything of that sort. All I am saying is that at the end of the day, there is a reason Jeffree Star is trying to separate himself from the situation. Because eventually the truth is going to come out. And what people got to realize is that at the end of the day, Jeffree Star is not just a YouTuber. Jeffree Star is a brand. He has teams of lawyers around him. So whenever he's about to say something, do y'all not think that he is going to run that by his legal team first? This man has got a lot to lose. The other day in his podcast with Kim Star and others, he did mention that now he's worth $1.5 billion. So by him saying all this, he could have a lawsuit on his hands if what he's putting out there is wrong. That's all I'm saying. Because you guys, what's done in the dark always comes to light. Don't take things at face value. Don't assume legal aspects of things. Because that's what a lot of people are saying. You know, in the beginning, oh, Jeffree Star hurt this case. I've seen a lot that people have said and accused Jeffree Star of legally. That is not true. That has not been proven by a lawyer or by a court or by law enforcement. That's all I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you are a supporter of Jeffree Star's brand, don't feel ashamed, because at the end of the day, you guys, he sells fantastic, good stuff that is absolute good quality. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. I haven't come across a situation or a story where he's gotten involved with this product, except for, was it with the Shane Dawson launch, where they found fibers And then it was, oh yes, we finally got him. But then it ended up to be nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to close off by saying this. And if you are a youngster that is inspired by Jeffree Star, or if Jeffree Star is your role model, learn from him. Learn that gossip, negativity, hate, that is not gonna make you popular. That is not how you would grow on your social media or grow as a person or even get you respect. No, just do what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable. Treat everybody with respect. Think about what you do. Be very aware of what comes out. Think before you speak. Be careful of what you put out on social media, because it always comes back to bite you in the backside. And my only wish, and I do hope that Jeffree Star does come out, or one day sits down with Damien and explains everything to her. Because yes, I know this must hurt her, and we are grown adults, people. You know, we can make decisions on our own. We don't need things shoved down our throats. We don't need to be demonized because of who we are or who we support. I can respect you, but you gotta respect me. And that's the most important thing. Respect has to be earned. You can't go around, I'm not telling anybody what to put on their platform, but just be mindful. That's all I'm saying, is be mindful. Be who you are. I get that. But at the end of the day, do not feel ashamed of who you support. Because us as individuals and as grown, mature adults, we can make up our own mind. So with all that said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a long video. I hope this makes sense to people. Please leave your thoughts and comments down below and let me know what you guys think. So I'm gonna leave it there for now, and we'll see where this goes. But at the end of the day, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Please stay safe. You want to say bye? Say bye. Maxie. Max. See there? Max. Say bye. Say bye. Can you see, guys, he needs a haircut so bad. Can you say bye? Bye, guys.